The Stoic secret to unshakable confidence: build strength from within. What's the true secret to confidence? Hey there, friend. Let's dive into a question that might just shift how you view yourself and your potential. Have you ever crossed paths with someone who radiates unshakable confidence? You know the type. They step into a room with an effortless certainty, like they've cracked the code to life's challenges. We often look at people like that and assume, wow, they must have been born with that spark. But what if I told you that true confidence, the kind that endures through life as highs and lows, has little to do with natural gifts? What if it's something you can cultivate, something deeper, rooted in timeless wisdom? Today, we're exploring the Stoic philosophy of confidence, a perspective from ancient thinkers that's as practical as it is profound. This isn't about flashy charisma or loud bravado. It's about a quiet, resilient strength that comes from within. Let's unpack what Stoic confidence really means, how figures like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius lived it, and, most excitingly, how you can build it in your own life. So, find a cozy spot, maybe grab a warm drink, and let's embark on this journey together. Trust me, you'll want to stick around for the special invitation at the end. Stoic confidence starts with a radical idea. You don't need external validation to feel secure. The Stoics, those wise philosophers from ancient Greece and Rome, believed that true confidence stems from focusing on what's within your control, your thoughts, actions, and choices, while letting go of what isn't, like others' opinions or unpredictable outcomes. Epictetus, a former slave-turned-philosopher, taught that we suffer not because of events, but because of our judgments about them. Imagine this. You're facing a tough situation, a job interview, a public speech, or even a personal setback. Instead of spiraling into self-doubt, a Stoic would ask, what can I control here? By focusing on preparation, effort, and attitude, you anchor yourself in a confidence that no external failure can shake. This mindset transforms challenges into opportunities to practice resilience, making you stronger with every step. Seneca, another Stoic heavyweight, took this further by emphasizing self-awareness as the bedrock of confidence. He urged us to examine our fears and desires daily, stripping away illusions that keep us tethered to insecurity. Picture Seneca sitting by candlelight, reflecting on his day, asking himself where he succeeded and where he fell short, not to beat himself up, but to grow. This practice builds a deep inner trust. You know who you are, flaws and all, and that self-knowledge becomes your shield. It's not about being perfect. It's about being honest with yourself and choosing to act with integrity, no matter the circumstances. That's the kind of confidence that doesn't waver when life gets messy. Then there's Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor whose private journal, Meditations, reads like a masterclass in staying grounded. Despite ruling an empire, he faced constant pressures: war, betrayal, illness, yet his confidence came from a simple principle: live according to reason and virtue. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." For Marcus, confidence wasn't about controlling the world. It was about mastering himself. Imagine applying this today. Instead of stressing over a chaotic work week or a social slight, you focus on responding with patience, courage, and kindness. That's Stoic confidence, unshaken because it's rooted in your own principles, not fleeting circumstances. So how do you build this in your own life? Start small. Practice daily reflection, like Seneca, by asking yourself what went well and what you do differently. Focus on what you can control, as Epictetus advised, whether it's your effort in a project or how you treat others. And, like Marcus, remind yourself of your values when life feels overwhelming. These habits don't just build confidence, they forge a resilient, authentic you. Ready to take this further? I invite you to join a community of like-minded seekers, where we explore Stoic principles through practical challenges and discussions. Dive in, and let's cultivate that unshakable strength together. A deeper kind of confidence, the Stoic perspective. Let's begin by reimagining what confidence truly means. In our modern world, we often picture confidence as a bold, flashy trait, someone who speaks with authority, commands every room, or always has the perfect retort ready. It's the charismatic leader, the witty conversationalist, the person who seems to glide through life effortlessly. But the Stoics, those ancient philosophers of Greece and Rome, saw confidence differently. For them, it wasn't about external displays or seeking others' approval. Instead, Stoic confidence was a quiet, deeply rooted assurance, born from self-understanding and a clear sense of one's place in the universe. It was less about standing out and more about standing firm, no matter what life throws your way. The Stoics believed that the universe operates according to a grand, interconnected order, a cosmic web they often referred to as fate, or the logos. At first glance, this might sound limiting. If everything is part of a predetermined plan, doesn't that strip away our power? But the Stoics flipped this idea on its head. They saw this natural order as a source of profound strength. By recognizing that we're part of something larger, we can stop fighting against the currents of life and instead learn to move with them. This alignment with the universe's flow fosters a confidence that's unshakable, not because it's loud or domineering, but because it's grounded in acceptance and purpose. Picture a tree that sways in a storm but never breaks. That's the kind of resilience Stoic confidence offers. This perspective shifts how we approach life's uncertainties. Stoic confidence doesn't mean having all the answers or never feeling doubt. Instead, it's about embracing uncertainty with clarity and calm. The Stoics taught that while we can't control external events, whether it's a job loss, a conflict, or an unexpected setback, we can control our responses. This is where true confidence lies, in mastering your mindset, choosing your actions, and staying true to your values, no matter the circumstances. It's a strength that doesn't rely on external validation or perfect outcomes, but on the inner work you do to align yourself with what's right and rational. Let's look at how this played out in the lives of the Stoics, starting with Epictetus, a former slave whose wisdom still resonates today. Despite his lack of worldly power, Epictetus radiated confidence because he focused solely on what he could control, his thoughts and actions. He once said, "There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will." This wasn't a passive resignation, but an active choice to anchor his confidence in his own reasoning and integrity. Whether facing hardship or opportunity, he remained steady, trusting in his ability to respond with virtue. Seneca, a Roman statesman and philosopher, echoed this by emphasizing daily self-reflection as a path to confidence. He advised examining your actions each evening, not to dwell on mistakes, but to learn and grow. This practice builds a deep self-awareness, allowing you to trust yourself even when life feels chaotic. Then there's Marcus Aurelius, the emperor whose private writings reveal a man grappling with immense responsibilities yet finding confidence in simplicity. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. His confidence came from living in harmony with his principles, no matter the pressures of ruling an empire. So, how can you cultivate this Stoic confidence? Start by identifying what's in your control, your effort, your attitude, your choices, and let go of the rest. Reflect daily, like Seneca, to know yourself better, and like Marcus, align your actions with your core values. This builds a confidence that's steady, not showy, and ready for life's storms. Want to dive deeper? Join a community of Stoic explorers where we share practical exercises to make this wisdom part of your daily life. Let's grow that unshakable strength together. Epictetus, confidence through inner strength. Let's dive into the remarkable story of Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher whose life embodies the essence of true confidence. Born into slavery in ancient Rome, Epictetus faced a reality that could have crushed anyone's spirit. Imagine a life where you have no control over your freedom, your labor, or even your own body. Most would feel utterly powerless. Yet Epictetus refused to let his circumstances define him. Instead, he turned inward, discovering a source of confidence that no external force could strip away: his ability to reason and choose his perspective. He famously taught that it's not what happens to you that shapes who you are, but how you respond to it. This radical idea became the cornerstone of his philosophy and a powerful lesson in building unshakable confidence. Picture yourself in Epictetus's shoes for a moment. You're enslaved, your days dictated by the whims of others, your future uncertain. Most of us would spiral into despair or resentment, feeling trapped by forces beyond our control. But Epictetus saw things differently. He realized that while he couldn't change his external conditions, he had absolute power over his inner world, his thoughts, his attitudes, and his choices. This insight gave him a profound sense of freedom, even in chains. He focused on cultivating his mind, studying philosophy under his master's permission, and honing his ability to respond to life with clarity and strength. Over time, this inner resilience not only sustained him, but transformed him. After gaining his freedom, Epictetus became one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, teaching others how to find the same unyielding confidence that carried him through. What makes Epictetus's story so compelling is its universality. His circumstances were extreme, but his approach applies to any challenge we face. Think about a tough moment in your own life, a stressful job that drains you, a relationship that's unraveling, or a personal setback that feels insurmountable. It's easy to let these situations define your worth, to feel like you're at the mercy of external forces. But Epictetus would challenge that mindset. No, he'd say, you define you. True confidence, he taught, comes from focusing on what's within your control, how you think, how you act, and how you choose to move forward. The next time life throws you a curveball, pause and ask, how can I respond in a way that reflects my strength and values? This simple question shifts the power back to you, grounding you in a confidence that external events can't shake. Epictetus's teachings offer practical steps to cultivate this Stoic confidence. Start by distinguishing between what you can and cannot control. You can't control a coworker's attitude, a sudden financial hit, or the opinions of others, but you can control your effort, your patience, and your integrity. Practice this daily. When faced with a challenge, write down one action you can take to respond with purpose. Maybe it's staying calm in a heated meeting or choosing kindness despite frustration. Over time, these small choices build a deep inner trust in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Epictetus' life proves that confidence isn't about having an easy path. It's about forging strength from within, no matter the odds. Want to take this further? Try a daily reflection inspired by Epictetus. Each evening, ask yourself, where did I respond well today and where can I improve? This builds self-awareness and reinforces your power to shape your own narrative. If you're inspired to go deeper, join a community of Stoic learners where we explore these practices through discussions and challenges. Together, let's build a confidence as resilient as Epictetus's, one that no storm can break. Seneca, turning challenges into growth. Let's shift our focus to Seneca, another Stoic titan whose life was a testament to resilience and inner strength. Born into a world of political intrigue and personal trials, Seneca's journey was far from easy. He faced exile, navigated the treacherous court of Emperor Nero, and ultimately met a tragic end when ordered to take his own life. Yet, through every storm, Seneca remained anchored in his beliefs, radiating a confidence that wasn't loud or boastful, but deeply rooted in wisdom. How did he do it? By viewing every challenge as an opportunity for growth, transforming adversity into a catalyst for self-improvement. His life and writings offer a blueprint for building a confidence that thrives no matter what life throws at you. Imagine being Seneca during his exile to the remote island of Corsica. Stripped of status, wealth, and influence, most people would sink into despair or bitterness. But Seneca chose a different path. He embraced the isolation as a chance to reflect, write, and deepen his understanding of himself and the world. During this time, he produced some of his most profound philosophical works, including letters and essays that continue to inspire centuries later. Exile, for Seneca, wasn't a punishment. It was a classroom. In his famous letters to his friend Lucilius, he explored timeless truths, the fleeting nature of life, the emptiness of chasing fame or fortune, and the transformative power of self-awareness. Each letter reads like a masterclass in confidence, showing us how to stay grounded when the ground beneath us feels unsteady. Seneca's approach to confidence was revolutionary because it did not rely on external success or stability. Instead, it came from within, built through deliberate reflection and a commitment to personal growth. He believed that challenges, far from being setbacks, are opportunities to test and strengthen your character. Think about a challenge you're facing right now. Maybe you missed out on a promotion, or you're struggling to juggle work and family life. It's tempting to let these moments erode your confidence, to feel like you're falling short. But Seneca would urge you to pause and reframe the situation. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger? This simple shift in perspective turns obstacles into stepping stones, building a confidence that no external failure can shake. Seneca's practice of daily self-reflection is a practical way to cultivate this mindset. He advised setting aside time each evening to review your actions, not to dwell on mistakes, but to learn from them. Picture him sitting quietly asking, "Where did I act with courage today? Where did I let fear or frustration take over?" This habit of honest introspection fosters a deep self-awareness, allowing you to trust yourself even in uncertain times. It's not about being flawless. It's about knowing who you are and choosing to grow, no matter the circumstances. By embracing challenges as opportunities, you build a resilience that becomes the bedrock of true confidence. So, how can you channel Seneca in your own life? Start by viewing your next challenge as a chance to grow. Whether it's a professional setback or a personal struggle, ask, what lesson is hidden here? Then, adopt Seneca's reflective practice. Spend a few minutes each evening reviewing your day. What went well? What could you do differently? Over time, these small acts of self-awareness will strengthen your inner resolve. If you're ready to dive deeper, consider joining a community of Stoic learners where we explore these principles through practical exercises and shared insights. Together, let's build a confidence as enduring as Seneca's, one that turns every trial into triumph. Marcus Aurelius, Mastering Your Mind. Let's explore the extraordinary life of Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor whose embodiment of Stoic confidence shines as a beacon through the ages. Ruling during a time of relentless turmoil, wars, plagues, and personal losses, Marcus faced pressures that would overwhelm most. Yet, he remained a pillar of composure, his inner strength unwavering. How did he manage this? Through the profound wisdom he recorded in his personal journal, now known as Meditations, a collection of reflections that distill the essence of Stoic philosophy. One of his most powerful insights captures the heart of Stoic confidence. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. These words weren't just philosophy. They were the anchor that kept Marcus grounded amidst chaos, and they offer us a timeless guide to building unshakable confidence. Imagine yourself in Marcus's position for a moment. You're the emperor of Rome, responsible for millions of lives, with barbarian invasions threatening your borders, a devastating plague sweeping through your cities, and personal tragedies, like the loss of loved ones, weighing on your heart. Most of us would buckle under such burdens, consumed by stress or despair. But Marcus stood firm, not because he could control the chaos, but because he mastered what he could control: his thoughts, his reactions, and his commitment to virtue. In Meditations, he wrote to himself as a form of self-discipline, reminding himself to focus on reason and integrity no matter the circumstances. This practice gave him a confidence that wasn't tied to external success or stability, but rooted in his ability to govern his own mind. Marcus Aurelius' approach teaches us that true confidence isn't about dominating the world around you. It is about mastering your inner world. He understood that life is unpredictable, full of events beyond our control, from political crises to personal setbacks. But by focusing on how we respond, choosing patience over anger, courage over fear, or kindness over resentment, we tap into a well of strength that no external force can touch. This Stoic principle is as relevant today as it was in ancient Rome. Think about a stressful moment in your own life, a looming work deadline, a heated family argument, or an unexpected financial strain. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, as if the situation controls you. But Marcus would urge you to pause, take a deep breath, and ask, what power do I have here? By focusing on your thoughts and actions, you reclaim your strength, building a confidence that endures through any storm. So how can we apply Marcus's wisdom practically? Start by adopting his habit of mental discipline. When stress hits, remind yourself of his words. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Write down one thing you can control in that moment. Maybe it's staying calm in a tough conversation or putting your best effort into a task. Practice this daily, and over time, you'll notice a shift. Challenges become less daunting because you trust your ability to respond with clarity. Another powerful practice is journaling, as Marcus did. Each evening, reflect on your day. Where did you stay true to your values? Where could you improve? This builds self-awareness and reinforces your inner strength. Marcus's life shows us that confidence is a choice, cultivated through focus and discipline. If you're inspired to go deeper, consider joining a community of Stoic practitioners where we explore these ideas through shared reflections and practical exercises. Together, let us forge a confidence as resilient as Marcus Aurelius' one that thrives in chaos and carries us through life's greatest challenges. Confidence through uncertainty, embracing the unknown. Let us dive into what makes Stoic confidence truly unique, its embrace of life's unpredictability. The Stoics, those ancient philosophers of Greece and Rome, understood that life is a whirlwind of uncertainty, full of unexpected twists, setbacks, and surprises we can't control. It is about being okay with not knowing what's around the corner and finding freedom in that acceptance. One of the Stoics' most profound practices was memento mori, a Latin phrase meaning, remember you must die. At first, this might sound morbid or unsettling, but for the Stoics, it was a powerful source of courage and confidence. By reflecting on the fleeting nature of life, they stripped away trivial fears and distractions. Imagine waking up each day with the awareness that your time is limited. Suddenly, petty worries like what others think or whether you'll fail at something lose their grip. This practice sharpened their focus on what truly matters. Living with purpose, acting with integrity, and making the most of each moment. Far from being heavy, memento mori fueled their boldness, giving them the confidence to face challenges head-on, unburdened by hesitation or fear. This Stoic mindset is incredibly practical for navigating the uncertainties we all face. Think about something in your life that feels uncertain right now. Perhaps a career change hanging in the balance, a big decision you're wrestling with, or even a personal relationship that's on shaky ground. It's natural to feel anxious, to obsess over all the possible outcomes. But the Stoics would urge you to shift your focus. Let's make this actionable. Start by identifying one area of uncertainty in your life. Maybe it's a job interview or a tough conversation you've been avoiding. Take a moment to write down what you can control. Perhaps it's researching thoroughly, staying calm, or speaking with honesty. Then, let go of the rest, the outcome, the other person's response, the what-ifs. This simple act of focus mirrors the Stoic approach and grounds you in a confidence that external events can touch. To deepen this, try practicing memento mori daily. Spend a minute reflecting on life's impermanence, not to dwell on it, but to inspire action. Ask yourself, if today were my last, how would I choose to show up? This clarity can transform hesitation into purpose, pushing you to act with courage. By embracing uncertainty and reflecting on mortality, you cultivate a confidence that's resilient and authentic. It's not about predicting the future, but about trusting your ability to navigate it. Want to take this further? Join a community of Stoic explorers where we practice these principles through daily challenges and discussions. Together, let's build a confidence that thrives in the face of the unknown, inspired by the timeless wisdom of the Stoics. Lessons from nature. Bend, don't break. The Stoics drew profound wisdom from observing nature, and this perspective deeply shaped their understanding of confidence. Picture a tree standing tall in a fierce storm. Its strength doesn't come from rigidly resisting the wind. That would cause it to snap. Instead, it bends, sways, and adapts, its roots firmly anchored in the earth. This flexibility is its power, allowing it to weather even the wildest tempests. For the Stoics, this was more than a natural phenomenon, it was a metaphor for living well. True confidence, they believed, isn't about fighting life's challenges head-on or trying to control the uncontrollable. It's about flowing with the currents of life, staying adaptable while remaining grounded in your core values. This balance of resilience and flexibility forms the heart of Stoic confidence. This idea of bending, not breaking, offers a powerful lens for navigating our own lives. Think about a moment when life threw something unexpected your way, a sudden change in plans, a job loss, or a personal crisis that caught you off guard. When we resist these challenges, clinging to how things should be, we often feel overwhelmed, frustrated, or defeated. But what if, like the tree, we learned to adapt? The Stoics taught that by accepting life's unpredictability and focusing on what we can control, our responses, our mindset, our actions, we tap into a deep well of strength. This approach doesn't mean giving up. It means moving with the flow of life while staying true to who we are. That's Stoic confidence in action, a quiet, enduring power that thrives amid chaos. The Stoics, like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, saw nature as a teacher of resilience. Just as a river carves a path around obstacles, or a blade of grass pushes through cracks in stone, we too can find strength in adaptability. Epictetus reminded us to focus on our choices and attitudes, letting go of what lies beyond our control. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote of aligning with the natural order, urging us to accept the things to which fate binds you and love the people with whom fate brings you together. This mindset fosters a confidence that doesn't depend on perfect circumstances but grows stronger through life's inevitable storms. Let's make this practical. Think of a current challenge in your life, perhaps a project that's gone off track, a disagreement with a loved one, or an unexpected setback. Instead of resisting the situation, try the Stoic approach. Pause and ask, how can I flow with this? What can I control? Maybe you can't change the circumstances, but you can choose to respond with patience, prepare more thoroughly, or act with kindness. Write down one actionable step that aligns with your values, like staying calm in a tough conversation, or focusing on your effort rather than the outcome. This shift from resistance to adaptability builds a confidence that is resilient because it is rooted in your ability to navigate, not dominate, life's challenges. To deepen this practice, take a cue from nature itself. Spend a moment observing the world around you, a tree, a stream, or even the clouds moving across the sky. Notice how they adapt without losing their essence. Then reflect on your own roots, your core values like honesty, courage, or compassion, and how you can stay anchored in them while bending with life's winds. If you're ready to explore further, join a community of Stoic learners where we share exercises and insights to cultivate this balance of strength and flexibility. Together, let's embrace the Stoic art of bending, not breaking, and build a confidence that endures any storm. Building confidence like a muscle. The Stoics offer a powerful insight. Confidence isn't a fixed trait you were born with or without. It's a muscle you can strengthen through deliberate practice. Just as physical exercise builds physical strength, the Stoics developed specific habits to cultivate a deep, enduring confidence that doesn't rely on external circumstances. These practices, daily journaling, meditative reflection, and Socratic dialogue, were their tools for fostering self-awareness and resilience. By consistently engaging in these habits, they honed a confidence rooted in their own principles, not in the fleeting approval of others. In our modern world, where confidence is often tied to external markers like social media likes or public praise, the Stoic approach offers a refreshing and empowering alternative. Let's explore these practices and how you can adopt them to build your own unshakable confidence, just as the Stoics did. The first Stoic habit, journaling, was a cornerstone of their philosophy. Thinkers like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius used writing as a way to process their thoughts and actions, gaining clarity about their strengths and weaknesses. Each evening, they'd reflect on their day, asking questions like, "Where did I act with virtue? Where did I fall short?" This wasn't about self-criticism, but about self-understanding, helping them align their actions with their values. In today's fast-paced world, where we're bombarded with external noise, this practice is a lifeline. By taking a few minutes to write about your day, you shift your focus inward, building a confidence that comes from knowing yourself deeply and trusting your ability to grow. Another key practice was meditative reflection. The Stoics didn't meditate in the modern sense of emptying the mind, but rather sat with their emotions and thoughts to find clarity. They'd pause to consider their reactions to challenges, asking why they felt angry, anxious, or proud. This habit helped them detach from fleeting emotions and respond with reason, reinforcing their inner strength. Imagine applying this to a moment of stress, like a heated argument or a work setback. By taking a moment to breathe and reflect, you can choose a response that aligns with your values, not your impulses. This builds a confidence that's steady because it's grounded in self-control, not external outcomes. Socratic dialogue, the third Stoic practice, involved asking probing questions to challenge assumptions and uncover deeper truths. The Stoics would question their fears or desires, asking, "Is this truly important? Is this within my control?" This helped them strip away illusions and focus on what really matters. In our world, where confidence is often tied to external validation, how many followers we have, how much praise we receive, this practice is liberating. By questioning what drives your insecurities, you realize that true confidence doesn't depend on others' opinions, but on living in harmony with your principles and the natural order of life. Why do these practices matter? Because they shift your focus from external validation, which is fleeting and unreliable, to internal validation, which is enduring. The Stoics knew that chasing applause or approval is a trap. It is a cycle that leaves you empty, always needing more. Instead, they found strength in aligning with their own values, like a tree rooted firmly in the ground, unmoved by passing storms. Here is how you can start building your confidence muscle today. Take 5 minutes tonight to journal. Reflect on a moment from your day, perhaps when you felt uncertain or when you felt strong. Write down why you felt that way and what you can learn from it. This simple act of self-reflection begins to strengthen your inner resolve, helping you trust yourself more deeply. Want to go further? Join a community of Stoic practitioners where we explore these habits through daily challenges and discussions. Together, let's cultivate a confidence that grows stronger with every practice, rooted in the timeless wisdom of the Stoics. Living Your Principles. Stories of Chrysippus and Cato. Let's explore the lives of two lesser-known but profoundly influential Stoic figures, Chrysippus and Cato the Younger, whose commitment to principle-driven confidence offers timeless lessons. Chrysippus, the third head of the Stoic school in Athens, was a towering intellect who shaped Stoic philosophy through his teachings and writings. He believed that true confidence stems not from public acclaim or external success, but from living a life rooted in knowledge and virtue. For Chrysippus, confidence was about ethical clarity, knowing you're acting in alignment with reason and integrity, even when no one is watching. This internal compass gave him a steady, unshakable strength, unaffected by the shifting tides of others' opinions. His teachings emphasized that by cultivating wisdom and living ethically, you build a confidence that's authentic and enduring, grounded in your own moral framework. Cato the Younger, a Roman statesman, took this Stoic principle to a bold, practical level. In a society obsessed with status and appearance, where fashion and social standing were paramount, Cato deliberately challenged convention. He would walk the streets of Rome in mismatched or plain tunics, defying the expectations of a polished elite. When people questioned his unconventional choices, Cato's response was unwavering. He was testing himself, confronting his own sense of embarrassment to strengthen his resolve. By prioritizing his principles over societal approval, he cultivated a confidence that didn't bend to external judgment. Cato's actions weren't about rebellion for its own sake. They were a deliberate practice of staying true to himself, proving that real strength comes from living authentically, even when it makes you stand out. What can we take from Chrysippus and Cato? Their lives show that confidence is built by anchoring yourself in your own values, not chasing the fleeting approval of others. In today's world, we're often bombarded with pressure to conform, whether it's curating a perfect online persona, following trends, or staying silent to avoid rocking the boat. But bending to fit in can erode your sense of self, leaving you feeling hollow. Chrysippus would remind us to ground our confidence in knowledge and ethics, asking, "Am I acting in line with what I know is right?" Cato, meanwhile, challenges us to embrace discomfort as a path to strength, pushing us to act authentically even when it feels risky. Let's make this practical for your own life. Reflect on a moment where you're tempted to conform, perhaps staying quiet in a meeting when you disagree or chasing a trend that doesn't resonate with you. Channel Cato's boldness. Take one small, intentional action that aligns with your true values, even if it feels uncomfortable. It could be speaking up with honesty, saying no to something that doesn't serve you, or choosing simplicity over flashiness. This act, however small, strengthens your confidence by reinforcing your commitment to your principles. Then, take a page from Chrysippus. Reflect on why this action matters. Ask, does this choice reflect my integrity? How does it make me stronger? This combination of action and reflection builds a confidence that's genuine, not dependent on external validation. To deepen this practice, try journaling nightly, as the Stoics did. Write about a moment you lived by your values or where you felt pressure to conform. What did you learn? How can you grow? Over time, these small acts of alignment will fortify your confidence muscle, making it easier to stand firm in who you are. If you're inspired to go further, join a community of Stoic learners where we share practical exercises and discussions to live with principle-driven confidence. Together, let's build a strength that, like Chrysippus and Cato, shines brightest when it's true to you. Embracing vulnerability and failure. One of the Stoics' most liberating secrets to confidence is their embrace of vulnerability and failure. Unlike the modern obsession with projecting perfection, the Stoics saw imperfections as an essential part of being human. They didn't hide their flaws or pretend to be infallible. Instead, they owned them, recognizing that true confidence comes from authenticity, knowing you're enough, even with your shortcomings. This mindset, rooted in self-acceptance and growth, allowed them to face life's challenges with resilience and courage. By viewing failures not as defeats, but as opportunities to learn, the Stoics crafted a confidence that was genuine and enduring. Let's explore this through the life of Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism, and see how we can apply this wisdom to build our own authentic strength. Consider Zeno's remarkable story. As a young merchant, he suffered a devastating shipwreck that wiped out his possessions and livelihood. Most would have been crushed by such a loss, seeing it as a personal failure or a reason to give up. But Zeno took a radically different approach. He famously declared, "Fortune has taken away my possessions, but she has given me Zeno." In other words, the loss stripped away the external trappings of his life, but revealed his true strength, his ability to adapt, reflect, and grow. This pivotal moment led him to Athens, where he discovered philosophy and founded Stoicism. For Zeno, failure wasn't a dead end. It was a doorway to a new beginning, a chance to redefine himself through wisdom and purpose. This Stoic perspective is incredibly freeing for us today. In a world that often equates confidence with flawlessness, perfect performances, curated social media lives, or unblemished success, it's easy to feel inadequate when we stumble. But the Stoics, like Zeno, teach us that failure doesn't diminish our worth. It's a teacher that helps us grow. Think about a failure you've faced, perhaps a project that fell apart, a goal you didn't achieve, or a mistake that left you embarrassed. Instead of letting it erode your confidence, try Zeno's approach. See it as a fresh start. Ask, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger? By reframing failure as an opportunity, you shift from self-doubt to self-discovery, building a confidence that's rooted in resilience. Embracing vulnerability is equally crucial. The Stoics didn't shy away from their imperfections. They saw them as part of the human experience. Maybe you're not the best public speaker, or you struggle with anxiety. Those aren't weaknesses to hide, but realities to accept and work through. Owning your vulnerabilities, as Zeno owned his losses, fosters authenticity, which is the bedrock of true confidence. It's about saying, "This is who I am and I'm enough." Try this. Identify one vulnerability you tend to hide, like a fear of failure or a skill you're still developing. Instead of masking it, acknowledge it openly, perhaps in a journal or a conversation with a trusted friend, and consider one small step to improve. This act of honesty strengthens your confidence by aligning it with your authentic self. To put this into practice, take a moment tonight to reflect, as the Stoics did. Write about a recent failure or vulnerability. Ask, what did this teach me? How can I grow from it? This simple exercise begins to rewire how you see setbacks, turning them into stepping stones. If you're inspired to dive deeper, join a community of Stoic learners where we share practices like these to build authentic confidence. Together, let's embrace our imperfections, like Zeno, and forge a strength that shines through every storm. Mental endurance, preparing for life's challenges. The Stoics viewed confidence not just as a feeling, but as a form of mental endurance, a strength of mind honed through deliberate practice, much like an athlete trains their body for physical challenges. They believed that life's emotional and psychological trials require the same discipline and preparation as any physical feat. One of their most powerful tools for building this mental resilience was premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. Despite its ominous name, this practice isn't about dwelling on negativity. It's about mentally preparing for potential setbacks to face them with clarity and calm. By training their minds to anticipate and navigate difficulties, the Stoics cultivated a confidence that could withstand any storm, rooted in preparedness and inner strength. The essence of premeditatio malorum is simple yet profound. Take a few moments to imagine the worst-case scenarios that could unfold. The Stoics, like Seneca or Marcus Aurelius, would reflect on questions like, what if I lose my livelihood? What if illness strikes? What if a cherished relationship falters? This wasn't pessimism, but a strategic exercise in readiness. By visualizing these challenges, they stripped them of their power to surprise or overwhelm. When difficulties arose, they weren't caught off guard. They could respond with a clear head and a steady heart, grounded in the knowledge that they'd already faced these possibilities in their mind. This practice transformed fear into focus, building a confidence that came from being prepared for life's unpredictability. This Stoic approach is incredibly practical for our lives today. We all face uncertainties that can spark anxiety, whether it's a high-stakes presentation, a financial worry, or a personal conflict. Instead of pushing these fears aside, the Stoics invite us to confront them head-on, not to wallow but to prepare. Imagine a scenario you're worried about, like a big work presentation. Take a moment to picture the worst-case outcomes. What if you forget your lines? What if the technology fails? Now think through how you'd respond. You might take a deep breath, pivot to a backup plan, or calmly address the issue with honesty. By mentally rehearsing these responses, you build a mental muscle that's ready for anything, fostering a confidence that doesn't depend on everything going perfectly. Let's make this actionable. Set aside 5 minutes today to try premeditatio malorum. Choose one worry, perhaps a looming deadline or an upcoming conversation. Close your eyes and imagine the worst-case scenario in vivid detail. Then, walk through how you'd handle it. What steps would you take? What attitude would you adopt? For example, if you're nervous about a presentation, visualize stumbling over your words but then pausing, smiling, and continuing with clarity. This exercise doesn't just prepare you for challenges, it proves to yourself that you're capable of handling them. Over time, this practice strengthens your mental endurance, making you less reactive and more resilient. The beauty of premeditatio malorum is that it shifts confidence from something fragile, tied to external success, to something robust, rooted in your ability to adapt. Like a seasoned athlete who trusts their training, you'll face life's challenges knowing you've prepared your mind. To deepen this practice, try journaling your reflections. Write down the scenario, your planned response, and how it makes you feel stronger. If you're ready to explore further, join a community of Stoic learners where we practice exercises like these to build mental endurance together. Let's cultivate a confidence that, like the Stoics, endures through any adversity, built on the strength of a prepared mind. Confidence in the present, embracing impermanence. The Stoics drew profound confidence from their understanding of life's impermanence, a perspective that transformed their approach to challenges and uncertainties. They recognized that everything in life, our possessions, our relationships, even our very existence, is in constant flux, destined to change and fade. Far from being a source of fear, this truth was deeply liberating for them. If nothing lasts forever, there's no need to cling to anxieties, chase fleeting pleasures, or dwell on what can't be controlled. Instead, the Stoics focused on the present moment, emphasizing living with virtue, courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance. Right here, right now. This mindset fostered a powerful equanimity, a calm confidence that remained unshaken by life's inevitable ups and downs, anchoring them in the only moment that truly matters, the present. This Stoic embrace of impermanence is a radical departure from how we often live today. So much of our stress comes from worrying about the future. Will I succeed in my career? Will my relationships last? Or regretting the past? Why did I make that mistake? What could I have done differently? The Stoics, however, saw these as distractions from the only reality we can influence, the present. By letting go of what was and what might be, they found freedom to act with intention in the moment. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, each of us lives only now, this brief instant. This focus cultivated a confidence that wasn't tied to outcomes or external validation, but to living in alignment with their values, no matter the circumstances. Consider how this perspective applies to your own life. When you're overwhelmed, perhaps by a looming deadline, a financial worry, or a personal conflict, it's easy to get lost in what-ifs or if-onlys. The Stoics would urge you to release that burden. Instead, Bring yourself back to the present. Take a deep breath and ask, what can I do, right here, right now, to act with integrity, courage, or kindness? Maybe it's tackling one task with focus, speaking honestly in a tough conversation, or simply pausing to show gratitude. This shift doesn't just ease stress. It builds a confidence that's steady, because it is rooted in your ability to live well in the moment, regardless of what's past or yet to come. Let's make this practical. Try a Stoic-inspired exercise to center yourself in the present. When you feel overwhelmed, pause for a moment. Look around. What's in front of you? Notice your breath, the sounds, the sensations. Then choose one action that aligns with your values. Perhaps it's listening attentively to a friend, completing a small task with care, or responding to a challenge with patience. To deepen this practice, take a cue from the Stoics' reflective habits. At the end of the day, journal about a moment you lived fully in the present. How did it feel? What did it teach you? This reflection reinforces your ability to find strength in the now, building a confidence that endures life's transience. The Stoics that focus on impermanence reminds us that life's fleeting nature isn't a threat, but an invitation to live more fully. By letting go of what's beyond our control and embracing the present, we cultivate a calm, grounded confidence that no external chaos can shake. If you're inspired to explore this further, consider joining a community of Stoic practitioners where we share exercises to live with purpose and presence. Together, let's build a confidence that thrives in the moment, inspired by the Stoics' timeless wisdom. The power of community. We're stronger together. The Stoics drew profound confidence from a sense of community, rooted in their concept of cosmopolitanism, the belief that all humans are interconnected citizens of a shared world. Far from seeing themselves as isolated individuals, they viewed humanity as a collective, bound by a common journey through life's challenges and triumphs. This perspective allowed them to find strength not only in their own resilience but also in the wisdom and experiences of others, both past and present. By feeling connected to a larger whole, the Stoics cultivated a confidence that was bolstered by the knowledge that they weren't alone in their struggles. This sense of belonging to a global community gave them the courage to face life's uncertainties with a steady heart, knowing their path was part of a greater, shared human story. Consider the Stoic philosophers we've explored: Epictetus, Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and others. They didn't develop their ideas in isolation. They built on a rich tradition of collective wisdom. Epictetus, a former slave, drew inspiration from earlier Stoics like Zeno and Chrysippus, adapting their teachings to his own life. Seneca, in his letters, engaged with the ideas of his predecessors while offering guidance to his friend Lucilius. Marcus Aurelius, in his private meditations, reflected on the teachings of those before him, weaving their insights into his own practice. This interconnected web of thought gave them confidence, as they knew their struggles were not unique, but part of a timeless human experience. They leaned on the wisdom of those who came before, finding strength in a shared philosophical lineage that transcended their individual challenges. This Stoic sense of community is a powerful lesson for us today. In a world that often feels fragmented, where we're tempted to navigate our struggles alone, the Stoics remind us that connection is a source of strength. You don't have to build confidence in a vacuum. Think about your own life. Who inspires you? Who challenges you to grow? Who shares your values? Your community might be a close friend who lifts you up, a mentor whose wisdom guides you, or a group of like-minded people exploring similar paths. By surrounding yourself with those who reflect your aspirations, you tap into a collective strength that mirrors the Stoics' cosmopolitan ideal. Knowing you're part of something bigger, whether it's a family, a friend group, or a global community of learners, grounds you, giving you the confidence to face life's uncertainties with resilience. Let's make this practical. Take a moment to identify your community. It could be a friend who always encourages you, a colleague who shares your values, or even an online group dedicated to personal growth. Reach out to one person this week. Share a challenge you are refacing or a goal you're reworking toward. Ask for their perspective or simply let them know they inspire you. This small act of connection reinforces that you're not alone. building a confidence rooted in shared humanity. To deepen this, try a Stoic-inspired reflection. Journal about a time someone's support or wisdom helped you through a tough moment. How did it strengthen you? What can you offer back to your community? The Stoics' cosmopolitanism teaches us that confidence grows when we recognize our place in a larger whole. By drawing on the wisdom of others and contributing to those around us, we forge a strength that's both personal and collective. If you're inspired to explore this further, join a community of Stoic practitioners where we share insights, challenges, and support to live with purpose. Together, let's build a confidence that thrives on connection, inspired by the Stoics' vision of a shared human journey. Build a confidence that lasts. We've journeyed deep into the Stoic philosophy of confidence today, uncovering a treasure trove of wisdom that redefines what it means to be truly strong. Far from the fleeting confidence tied to external validation or flawless success, Stoic confidence is a profound, unshakable strength that flows from within. It's about aligning yourself with the natural order of life, mastering your mind, embracing challenges as opportunities, and living in harmony with your core principles. Through the lives and teachings of Stoic giants like Epictetus, Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and others, we've seen how this inner resilience can weather any storm. Now, it's your turn to take these insights and weave them into your own life, building a confidence that's authentic, enduring, and uniquely yours. Seneca's words capture the essence of this approach. Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. This is the heart of Stoic confidence, seeing challenges not as threats but as chances to grow stronger. Epictetus taught us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, finding freedom even in the face of adversity. Seneca showed us how to transform setbacks, like his exile, into opportunities for reflection and growth. Marcus Aurelius, amidst the chaos of ruling an empire, anchored himself in the present, choosing virtue over fear. Zeno, Chrysippus, and Cato the Younger reminded us to embrace vulnerability, live by principle, and draw strength from community. Together, their wisdom reveals that confidence isn't about standing tall for applause. It's about remaining steady through life's inevitable storms, rooted in who you are. So, how can you start building this Stoic confidence today? Pick one practice we've explored. Perhaps journaling, as Seneca and Marcus did, to reflect on your day and align with your values. Or try premeditatio malorum, imagining potential setbacks to prepare your mind, as the Stoics did to face uncertainty with calm. Maybe it's embracing vulnerability, like Zeno, by seeing a recent failure as a fresh start. Start small. Take 5 minutes tonight to write about a challenge you faced today. Ask, what did I control? How did I grow? This simple act begins to strengthen your confidence muscle, helping you trust in your ability to navigate life's ups and downs. Over time, these practices will forge a resilience that no external force can shake. I'd love to hear your reflections. What part of this Stoic journey resonated with you most? Was it Epictetus's focus on controlling your mindset, Seneca's embrace of adversity, or the idea of finding strength in community? Share your thoughts in a comment below, and let's keep this conversation alive. If these ideas sparked something in you, give this a like and share it with a friend who might need a confidence boost. It is a small way to spread the Stoic wisdom. And here was a special invitation. Join our Telegram group for more thought-provoking discussions and practical exercises to deepen your Stoic practice. The link's in the description, and it's a chance to connect with others on this journey. One final note. There's another video waiting for you that dives even deeper into these ideas, and I think it's the perfect next step. Check it out to keep building on what we've explored today. Thank you for being here, for engaging with these timeless principles, and for taking steps toward a stronger, more resilient you. Keep cultivating that Stoic confidence. You've got this, and I'll see you in the next conversation.